Welcome to the Trader Challenge. I want to congratulate you because if you're listening to this, that means that you've taken a very important step. An important step in your trading career and an important step in your life. We're going to go through a series of webinars together. And the webinars that you're going to watch and the challenges that you're going to take are going to be processes. And what I mean is, as you watch each webinar, it's not just about the content that's in the webinar, the market content. What you're going to start to realize and learn very quickly as you go through this Trader Challenge is that you're going to find out a whole lot about yourself and your life. And as you're taking these challenges, if you can learn how to see yourself in the mirror of the challenge or the webinar very clearly, you will breeze through this no problem. And that's actually the key and the trick to being a successful professional trader. The most reputable study on the planet that was done by the NASAA, doesn't really matter what the letters stand for, it's just reputable. They found out from their studies of trading accounts that only 3% of day traders succeed. So you're already going into this with failure hovering over your head. Major failure. So we know the numbers. They don't lie. And the reason why so many people fail is because they don't love it enough and they don't want to go through the work that it takes to become successful. And as a matter of fact, one of the smartest men in history and someone that we all pretty much love and adore said it better than I could ever say it. And here's what he has to say.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane. Right? Who would want to put up with this stuff if you don't love it? So it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of worrying constantly. And if you don't love it, you're going to fail. So you got to love it. You got to have passion. And I think that's the high order bit. The second thing is.
The second thing he was going to talk about is surrounding yourself with good people. And that's also what's important in this regard as well. And when it comes to good people, me as your mentor, I have a responsibility to take care of you, to be there for you, to be strong for you, to make sure that I'm providing you with the highest quality education possible. But not just that, I have to be able to relate and convey it so you understand it and can apply it yourself. And I also have to do all of that with the most upbeat and positive attitude as to continue to motivate you, so that way you will continue to get through the muck where most people get stuck and fail, where you'll be able to continue on. So as you can see, there's a lot at play here. There's a lot at stake here. And I want to applaud you again for making it this far and pressing play and deciding to take a chance on me, to take a chance on yourself, to take a chance on this trading career, and to take a chance on this program. This is going to be one of, if not the hardest things that you've ever done in your life. You are going to get frustrated, you're going to get mad, you're going to get upset. You might even hate me at times because I demand such perfection out of you. And I will have you do the most finite of things in your challenges, on your charts, things like that, and you're going to be scratching your head, shaking your head, banging your head, and you want to call me every name in the book. That's fine. That's natural. That's normal. That's called soldiering your way through it to get to the other side. And I will always be there, 100%, 24/7, holding your hand to get through that crap, helping you get to the other side where that golden ticket is that you want to grab, and you just want to stand up and shout success. And it's possible. I've done it, so I know it's possible. And I'm not any smarter than you, probably. What it is everybody has a different set of skills. Everybody has a different personality. Everybody has a different level of love for the art of trading. Everybody has different motives. And all of that is going to create what type of trader you are. If you're strictly money driven, you might overlook some technical things that maybe need to be looked at in your methodology. If you're not money driven enough, you might be too focused in your methodology and lack the motivation that money would have pushed you to do something else appropriate that you missed. So there's a fine line, and you have to find yours, and that's called finding your niche, which I will also help you do at the end of the webinars. When we paper trade, we will work together to find your exact trading system that is 100% appropriate for you. Because the reason why people fail, other than what Steve Jobs just said, because they don't love it enough. So they're not willing to go through the hoops of fire to make it to the end. But it's also the fact that they're trading on rules that don't apply to them personally. If you develop a trading system, which I know many of you have, and you have trading rules, and you find that you're breaking certain trading rules constantly, like, you know, one rule could be trade stocks $10 or more, and you find that that's your rule, but you're trading $5 and $8 stocks and $2 stocks, and you're breaking that rule, well, that $10 rule is obviously not for you. So you have to reassess that rule and see why it is that you're trading these cheaper stocks, and maybe those cheaper stocks are for you, and that's why you're doing it. You have to make the rules that fit you personally. The stock market is an infinite microcosm of the universe, as we know. And all it is a whole bunch of people just passing paper back and forth. And so there's infinite options available in the market. There's infinite ways to make money. There's infinite entries and there's infinite exits. And that's all we control, is the entry and the exit. That's it. We as traders have no control over anything else except when we go in and when we come out. And so your job as a successful trader is to find the most appropriate and highest probable entry and exits, and that's how you go in to extract money from the market. But you have to find yourself in the market. So many people see the market as this evil monster that's so scary and it's so terrifying and it's going to eat you up and spit you out. Yes, that is true. But it doesn't have to be that way. If you find yourself in the market, if you make a mirror of yourself in the market, your personality is located in the market somewhere. You have to find it. And if you find it, and I will help you find yourself in the market, trading then becomes possible. And not just possible, it becomes actually easier. I'm not going to say easy because it's probably one of the most impossible things to do next to brain surgery. But it becomes easier and possible. And that's how you become a pro. That's the trick. There is no magic mystery ride or crystal ball, as everybody says. The trick to being a profitable trader is finding yourself in the market, creating rules that you are comfortable with, and following those rules over and over and over because you found your place and you're in it. You're in that pocket and you just keep pounding on that pocket. You might lose more times than you win as far as trades go, but it doesn't matter. As long as you have an edge on the market with a profitable trading system that fits your personality, you will be part of that 3%. And I'm going to give every single thing I have to make sure that you are. And how I'm going to do that is with 100 webinars and 10 books that accompany my webinars. And if you follow every single thing that I say, and you make it to the end of that line, and you grab that golden ticket, I promise you I will be there with you. I will help you get the money back that you paid for this course, and I will make sure that you are successful trading live until you're ready to go on your own, and then we will still be attached to the hip even when you're live. I will always be here for you as a mentor, as a friend, as a trusted person in the market. And then lastly, you got to have fun. You got to enjoy what you're doing. It's beyond what Steve Jobs said. You got to love what you're doing. This is fun. That's what I mean. We're playing a video game. You know, we got pretty colors on our screen. It's all bouncing all over the place. They're talking about cool terms on CNBC, using neat words. You know, we're talking in these trader groups with cool people. You know, you got to look at the positive, and you got to have a positive attitude, because the positive attitude is what's going to get you through the tough times. When things seem like they're so impossible that you just can't figure it out, you go and you take a walk, take a breather, you come back with a positive attitude, you view it from another angle, and boom, you got it. You figured it out. And then you're having fun. Enjoy yourself. Relax. You know? I'm always having fun. I'm a very positive person. I love my life. I live in a bungalow in South Florida, just blocks from the beach. I wear flip-flops and sunglasses every single day, and I just have a blast. I sit here and trade and pick out ticker symbols and look at charts and just have a great time. So how I'm going to help you achieve all this, and what the webinars consist of, are going to be in sequential order. When you're learning something or a new industry or a new language, if you will, or if you go to a new place, a foreign place, and you look around and everything is so foreign to you, you know, how are you going to get yourself through that? How are you going to get through the world of finance when it's so complex and confusing? So you have to start at point A, and you have to hopefully eventually get to point Z. But the interesting thing is the straight line from point A to point Z, everybody always says that that's the fastest and most efficient way to get to success, is a straight line. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not. I'll show you here. And if you notice, the curved path is actually faster than the straight line. You see that? That's called a cycloid. All right? So that straight line thinking is old news. So I'm going to do a series of webinars, and within the webinars, it's going to be A to Z, because just like a house, you have to build a foundation first, and then you have to put up the walls, and then you have to put up the roof, and you have to build on the foundation. You know, similar to pyramids, you got to put out the base and then slowly, you know, build up. And that's exactly what these webinars are going to be and do. But within those webinars, since the information is so complex, we're going to be stepping outside the box. We're going to be taking a round curve of information and knowledge, linking one thing to another, from one webinar to another, and it's not going to be an exact straight line sometimes. So sometimes I'm gonna have to ask you to kind of curve your thinking and get out of that straight line thinking, because sometimes I'm going to come across things that are there in front of us and need to be pointed out, but you can't really understand at that moment, but you will understand it in later webinars and teachings. And so that's how it'll all come together. So technically, just like the cycloid, it's going to be a straight line and it's going to be a curved line together.